Halladay has his sides. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. And the Philadelphia Phillies have won their 4th straight National League East crown. And another chapter of postseason baseball will be written for the greatest Phillies teams in the history of the ball club. What a night for Roy Halladay. What a night for this franchise. Halladay, his 21st win, and the celebration begins. The 0-2 pitch. On the outside corner, called strike 3. Halladay bears down and strikes out the last 2 batters with a tying run in scoring position. And he picks up career complete game number 59.
Fresh off his 60th complete game of his major league career, Roy Halladay takes the baseball tonight as the Phillies look for the series sweep against the Washington Nationals. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Chris Wheeler. Sarge will be around in just a little while. Well, tonight, Roy Halladay takes the baseball against John Lennon. 2 pitchers going in opposite directions against the respective opponents. Halladay, he has been unbelievable for the Phillies.
Unbelievable is true, Tom, and especially against these Washington Nationals. He pitched a lot against them because they were the Montreal Expos at one time, and of course he was with Toronto, and they played each other a lot. Here he was the last time out. He just looked unhittable in this game for 8 innings. Ball moving all over the place, changeups, sinkers, cutters, everything you could imagine. But then he got in trouble in the 9th inning. Charlie Manuel came out and said, "Here I am." And Doc said, "Let me get him." And he did. He went after Matt Stairs as a pinch hitter, struck him out, then got the breaking ball over to Pudge Rodriguez, even though Pudge didn't think it was a strike. And Roy Halladay gutted through that game and did the job again. Look what he's done with the Phillies in 4 starts against the Washington Nationals. Overall 9-1, including 9 straight wins against his franchise. His earned run average under 2. His stats just off the charts. He dominates Washington, and he'd like to do it one more night.
Absolutely, Wheels. He's 9-0 in his last 9 starts against the Nationals franchise. John Ladden, the starter for the Nationals, 0-9 lifetime against the Phillies. Again, it will be Roy Halladay on the mound for the Phils. Ladden will get the baseball for the Nationals. Cinco de Mayo here at Citizens Bank Park. Raul Ibanez certainly had a great night last night. He's had a good series. 3 hits in last night's game, 5 hits in the series. The lineups at first pitch when we return. crowd, and the Phillies looking for a series sweep for the third time this year. And Halladay, who has been so effective against Washington during his career, he lost his first decision against the franchise and then put together 9 consecutive decisions against the Montreal Washington franchise. And look at this note. The last such pitching matchup with one starter on a winning streak of 9 or more games and the other one a losing streak of the same length against the respective opponents was September 29th, 1929. Lefty Grove for the Philadelphia A's and Red Ruffing for the Red Sox. That's amazing.
That's really a neat note. That Lefty, the 1929 Philadelphia Athletics were one great team.
That's pretty impressive. Let's take a look at the National starting lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. There we go. Leading it off at second base, Danny Espinosa. Alex Cora, the third baseman, bats second. Jason Worth hits third, followed by Lance Nix, the left fielder. Adam LaRoche is at first base, batting fifth. Wilson Ramos is the catcher. He'll hit sixth. Jerry Hairston Jr. is in center. He'll bat seventh. Hitting eighth is the shortstop Ian Desmond. And batting ninth and pitching is John Lannon. And they will face Phillies right-hander Roy Halladay, who comes into this ballgame with a 4-1 record, a 2.14 ERA. And he's coming off his 60th career complete game.
Great game against the New York Mets on Saturday afternoon, where he threw 18 straight strikes to start the game. And he is one of those kind of pitchers that hitters a lot of times will swing early at because they think they're going to get a strike.
Well, Danny Espinosa will lead it off for the Nationals. And the first pitch of the night is in there for a strike, according to Ed Hickox, the home plate umpire. And it's no balls and 1 strike. Espinosa is hitting .220 overall with 3 home runs and 18 RBIs. And quickly he's behind 0-2.
Should point out the wind is blowing out hard again tonight to left or to right center, and it will knock the ball down to left and left center.
1-2 the count. It's not as cool as it was last night, though. It's a very pleasant night here in South Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's not as cool, but it's just as windy. And in batting practice, it was flying out of here to right and right center.
Foul ball back to the screen, and it remains 1-2 to Espinosa. Espinosa's 2 for 8 in the series, and overall hitting .267 against the Phillies.
Smacked a home run the 9th inning last night and hit it hard to right center field.
That was in the 9th inning and made it a 7-4 ball game, and that was the final. And he fouls another one off. Halladay, as we mentioned in his previous start against the Mets, threw 18 consecutive strikes to start the game. You wonder, has that ever been done before? Well, it has. In fact, the last time was in 1991 when Sid Fernandez did it for the New York Mets.
They throw a changeup.
Down and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He's been fouling off all these pitches, and he finally decided he's going to try a changeup. See if we can get him to maybe chase that and swing and miss at it, but it was way out of the strike zone.
Chopper towards shortstop. Rollins waits on it, has to hurry the throw, and it's in time to get Espinosa 1 away. Well, that took 7 pitches to get the first out here at the top of the first.
Espinosa did a nice job there as a leadoff guy to make Halladay throw 7 pitches, and a lot of them were different. But, you know, it's not like you get an advantage of it all when you have Halladay throw a lot of pitches when you're up there trying to recognize them or show them to the rest of your team, because they move so much.
Move so much, but move around the strike zone.
All over the place. And you know, it's not like just because he threw 3 fastballs, you say, oh, well, we got his fastball velocity and location and all that. That's not the way this guy works.
Rich Doobie was talking about catching a guy like Roy Halladay yesterday, as Alex Cora hits one back toward the middle, a base hit. So Cora, who had 3 hits last night, picks up a hit in his first at bat here tonight. And the Nationals have a base runner in the top of the first. Rich Doobie was talking about Dane Sardina possibly catching Halladay again tonight. And that is the case, because there's a left-hander on the mound for Washington. And he said he thought that Halladay was the easiest of the starters to catch because he is around the strike zone so much.
That's interesting that Dubes would feel that way, too, because there's Carlos Ruiz is getting closer. Dane Sardina catching tonight. Brian Snyder's done an outstanding job with Ruiz on the shelf.
Here's Jason Worth, and Worth takes one for a strike. It's 0-1.
Because his ball moves so much, you wouldn't think he would be all that comfortable to catch.
Well, he said that it moves, but it's from black to black, basically. Yeah. Worth is 1 for 5 in his career against Halladay. He was showing me a picture today, Jason was, of the celebration in Cincinnati last year when the Phillies won the first round of the National League playoffs, where he was dousing Roy Halladay with some champagne. Swinging a foul tip, 1-2.
A little cutter there, fouled it back into the glove of Sardina. Now with 2 strikes, there's all kinds of different ways a guy like Roy Halladay can go for an out.
Cora takes a short lead off first. He goes, and the pitch is taken inside. The throw to second is off the glove of Valdez. Boy, they had Cora dead to rights.
First of all, Halladay can't believe that wasn't a strike. I can't either. And of course, Wilson Valdez has to catch that ball, and Cora's out at second. So right here, Halladay thinks he has a strikeout double play working. He thinks that, yeah, I mean, he thought that was a called strike, and then obviously right there, that's an easy play for Valdez. He just doesn't catch it, and Cora winds up at second. So instead of the Phillies in the dugout right now, you have a runner in scoring position, and Worth is even in the count.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count to Worth. And there's a call. Strike 3. There's the cutter on the inside part of the plate. Worth didn't think so. 2 outs here in the first.
Some of the Washington people were talking a little bit about how many called third strikes he takes, and he just does, and they'll get used to it. He takes a lot of called third strikes. Here's a Southwest Airlines scouting report on Roy Halladay with that fastball of his. That everything he throws moves. That's always been the book on him, how much movement he has on his pitches, and as Tom was talking about earlier, just great numbers against these guys.
So runner at second with 2 outs. Nick swings at the first pitch and whacks it foul. Nick's overall hitting .310 with 3 homers and 9 RBIs, 3 for 7 lifetime against Halladay.
I mean, in reality, Worth could have been called out twice.
Very true.
On third strikes.
And 1 the count to Nix. Another foul ball that may have gotten a piece of either Sardina or Ed Hickox, the whole plate umpire.
Throw a lot of cutters early in the game. He and Sardina probably have a really good game plan, as always, with Roy Halladay and his catcher. The thing that is really noticeable about Halladay this year is how many changeups he's been throwing, but not that many so far early in this one.
Might see one here against the left-hander Nix. We'll see. The 0-2. Just missed off the inside corner. 1-2. That was a fastball.
Did it sink? Wow.
Jason Worth still thinking about that strikeout, looking for the second out. And Halladay asked Sardina to go through the signs one more time. To the count. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Los pacientes de Doc.
Doc's patience?
Doc's patience.
There it is.
Pacientes, huh? That's a good word. It's nice they bring on Cinco de Mayo, bring the Spanish. Whoa, that was late.
Well, Hickox had called time, but Halladay was looking at Cora and then was coming to the plate. I don't think he's too pleased with the work of Ed Hickox in this inning.
They hate that.
Swing and a miss. He got him. Second strikeout of the inning for Halladay. Los Pacientes, well, they're pleased with the way Doc was able to operate here in the top of the first. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left in scoring position, and a couple of strikeouts as we go to the Scoreless game as we go to the bottom of the first here at Citizens Bank Park. The Phils and the Nationals. Let's take a look at the Phillies starting lineup. Brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. Leading it off at shortstop, Jimmy Rollins. Shane Victorino bats second. Placido Polanco hits third, followed by Ryan Howard, the first baseman. John Mayberry makes the start in right field. He'll hit fifth. Raul Ibanez has been hot this series, and he'll bat sixth. In the bottom third of Valdez, Sardina, and Halladay to face left-hander John Lannon, who's very familiar with the Phillies, and his struggles are very familiar to the Phillies.
And this guy has really pitched some good games against the Phillies, but they always seem to handle him somehow. You see, left-handed hitters are only hitting 167 against him. The guy has good stuff, and he beats a lot of other teams. But the Phillies, no. Here's our Southwest Airlines scouting report on him. Likes to throw sinkers, cutters, changeups. 0-9 against the Phils with almost a 6 ERA.
Jimmy Rollins leads it off, and he takes a fastball outside. It's 1-0.
He started 12 games against the Phillies, and the Nationals are 1-11 in them. And the only one that they've won, is his first start.
And he didn't last that long in that start. That's when he hit Utley and Howard.
Broke Utley's hand in that game and then hit Howard later on and was thrown out of the game.
2 balls, no strikes, the count to Rollins. A 287 hit. And there's a strike. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Victoria Hudak of Ben Salem. Phillies hit a home run in tonight's ballgame, and Vicky will win $100. In the air to shallow right center. Espinosa, the second baseman's back. Worth's coming in. 1 away.
And on this beautiful night at Citizens Bank Park, it's time for our Nissan Keys to tonight's game, the final game of this 3-game series between the division rivals. Well, sweep, why not? Get after it, see if they can do it again. 2 streaks are on the line tonight with Halladay's 9 wins and Lannon's 9 losses.
Think about Lannon's career overall. 0-9, as Wheels mentioned, against the Phillies. 30-41 overall. So he's about a 500 pitcher against everybody else. As Victorino takes one for a strike.
And something always seems to happen, and mostly good for the Phillies. Last time out, he pitched a great game, but you know, he's matched up against Halladay that night.
Victorino, a 7-game hitting streak, and he's been hit by that pitch. So he's aboard with 1 out.
3rd hit batter this year by Lannon. He will pitch inside. Now, that's one thing about him. He does try to do that to right-handed hitters, because left-handed hitters hit him so much. Right-handed hitters hit him so much better than left-handed hitters. Tries to come in, and then he'll use his changeup.
Shane decided that the ball was no longer useful for tonight's game as he tossed it away. A great article in local papers today about Victorino and his efforts to help the Boys and Girls Club here in Philadelphia. As Polanco takes a strike, it's no balls and 1 strike.
Stan Hochman wrote a really good story about him in the Daily News today, about his book coming out, about his battle with the ADD throughout his life.
In fact, he'll be signing copies of that book this Saturday here at the ballpark, Saturday morning at the Majestic Clubhouse store. Breaking ball over for strike 2. It's 0-2 to Polanco. Polanco, look at that, 484 against left-handed pitchers and 6 hits in his last 7 at-bats.
He thinks the count should be 1-1.
He didn't like that last pitch. Lannon going with more of a slide step.
He will do that. You can run on him if you pick up what he doesn't use a slide step. He's deliberate to the plate, and his times are pretty high. But when he uses a slide step, he's tough to run on.
That's something that we haven't seen him do that often. A 1-2 pitch. Cracked foul, and it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes.
See, when he just went through the went in the stretch and used his full motion there, he can see how he drags a lot. And its time to the plate is probably, 1-4, 1-5, something like that, and that's the time you can run on. But with a slide step, you can keep him closer.
One of only 3 pitchers with 10 or more starts versus the Phils and no wins. Burt Blyleven is part of that list. So is Gene Conley. Little looper to center. Hairston. He'll wait for it, and he makes the catch. 2 outs. So 2 gone here in the first, and it'll bring Ryan Howard to the plate. has 34 career home runs against the Nationals franchise. And he has 2 home runs against Lannon. He's also struck out, look at that, a dozen times against Lannon during his career.
A little feast or famine working.
He has not homered against a left-hander this year, which is kind of odd.
Boy, that's a great black cat, reverse black cat statement. That's outstanding.
I was surprised when I looked at the stats yesterday.
Yeah, because he'll hit left-handers a lot of times the other way for home runs, but this is a perfect time now to hit one.
He's ahead 1 ball and no strikes with Mayberry waiting on deck. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Inside, 2-0. Well, busy day in Major League Baseball. A lot of day games, including the Cardinals and the Marlins. Marlins led that one 3-2 in the 8th. Matt Holliday tied it as he drove in Albert Pujols, and the Cardinals went on to win it 6-3. So the Phillies lead the Marlins by a game and a half in the division. Swing and a miss, 2-1.
The Marlins did the right thing. They had 2 men on. The Cardinals had 2 men on, and Berkman was up, and they brought in Dunn to pitch to him, a left-hander, to turn him around. First pitch, 3-run home run, game winner.
See the standings in the East. Washington 6.5 games off the pace in 4th place. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Howard as he fouls back that fastball from Lannon.
Well, the odds of him hitting a home run off him aren't that great, as you said, Tom. You know, a left-handed pitcher. And Lannon, 167 left-handed hitters and only 1 homer off him by a left-handed hitter.
That's a vast improvement from the past few years. And a throw over to first. The Victorino's back.
Boy, their outfielders are really deep. Look how deep they are. And, you know, they don't really have to be that deep in left and left center because the wind's blowing in so much. But they figure with a runner at first, they're going to, even here early in the game, they're going to keep it to 2 hits. Try to keep it to 2 hits to get them in. Victorino was going to go then, and then something stopped him. He's smoothing some dirt out down there. I don't know whether he spun his wheels a little bit or Lannon did something that confused him, but you could tell he was going that time. Watch the start he gets right here. See, he was going to go, and they're right there. You can see. Oh.
Again, it's 2-2 to Howard here at the bottom of the first. He fouls another one off.
Going to have Sam Perlazzo on later on in this ballgame, went in the 3rd inning, and that'd be something to ask him about slide step. You know how that influences how a base stealer is held closer to first base for a guy who's a little bit more deliberate when he doesn't slide step, and that's something they're watching for over there right now.
Victorino has stolen 6 bases this year. Howard fouls another one off.
Shook off changeup to get the fastball, and Ryan a little bit late but stays alive.
That was not a pitcher's pitch right there because it was up a little bit. He's fouled off 4 straight.
Well, both these guys throwing a lot of pitches in the first inning. Now Lannon's up to 18. He shook off changeup again. Now he's going to go to breaking ball.
Five straight fouls.
Yep, that was a curveball that he fouled off.
Ladden last year started this season as the Nationals opening day pitcher, but found himself down in the minor leagues as the year moved on. In fact, he tumbled all the way to Double-A.
Yeah, he had a strange year last year, from opening day pitcher to Double-A.
Swing and a miss, and he wins the battle against Howard as he picks up the strikeout. No runs, no hits, 1 man left for the Phillies. We've played 1 here in South Philadelphia. Nationals nothing, Phillies nothing. Follow the Phillies with the MLB.com @BAT11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @BAT to 31826 or visit Phillies.com for details. Wills, we want to send happy birthday wishes out to Kristen Zeller, who's sitting in the stands tonight, as Adam LaRoche lines one toward the gap in left center field, and it's past Ibanez and off the wall. And that's not the birthday present that Kristen Zeller wanted tonight, as LaRoche leads off the inning with a double.
Well, there's a guy swinging at the first pitch against Halladay, and you do see quite a bit of that. It makes sense, too, because the odds are he's going to throw a strike on the first pitch, and he did. And you could see his reaction right away as he knew that one got barreled up a little bit and was probably going to fly even into the wind out in that direction.
So LaRoche is on second, and Wilson Ramos will be the batter. Anyway, happy birthday, Kristen.
Yeah, Kristen does a great job around here. So many of the employees do behind the scenes.
Ramos fouls the first pitch back. It's 0-1. She was sitting with Layla and Ashley from the Phillies front office.
Night off.
Ramos overall hitting .344. He was 1 for 5, or 1 for 4, I should say, in yesterday's game. 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter in the first game. Then he takes a change up inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. You are right about Halladay watching the opposition swing at pitches very early in the count. He was asked about that, and he said, you know what, if I execute, it doesn't matter.
Right.
And, you know, his answers are very smart about the game itself, whether it be about his pitches per game, the amount of innings he throws. He said, you know, if I prepare properly, that doesn't matter. And nobody prepares better in the league than Roy Halladay.
And he feels that when he makes his pitches, he can get hitters out. And he knows if he doesn't, he's not an overpowering pitcher, but he knows when he doesn't, you know, that they can hit him. Like that first pitch to LaRoche was in the middle of the plate, and it was hit hard.
1-2 the count to Ramos. And a call, strike 3. Ramos thought it was inside. It cut right back over the plate. 3 strikeouts for Halladay.
Well, it's so hard to guess with him. And with 2 strikes, I would think it's almost impossible because of the movement on his pitches. Whatever Ramos is looking for, he doesn't get. He gets a fastball. It's right there. It just freezes him.
And now with 1 away, Halladay will go after Jerry Hairston.
Now, LaRoche isn't a guy you would think about stealing third, but pitchers always want to look around and make sure they stop a guy when they don't get him over with nobody out.
Hit toward third, a foul ball.
How did he not break his bat on that? He's even looking at it.
Easy play for Victoria and a happy fan. Atta boy. He doesn't know what to do with himself.
What a throw that has to be, huh? Man, I got a ball. A game ball. Roy Halladay threw that.
Another foul ball, and it's 0-2 to Hairston.
Get that wide-eyed look, you know. Look at it. It's a little dirty, isn't it? How come it? No.
Wants to fire it back.
Right. You know, fans, when they get those balls, sometimes a little bit surprised because they have the mud on them. Of course, they're rubbed up before the game to take the shine off, and so they're not so slippery.
No balls, 2 strikes the count to Hairston. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him.
Oof.
4 strikeouts for Halladay. That was just a flat-out fastball that was sinking in the strike zone. Email, text, Twitter, and Facebook 24/7. Go to CSNPhilly.com for breaking news, interviews, and videos on the Sixers, Flyers, Phillies, Union, and the NFL from our team of insiders. Be the first to know the latest news on Phillies teams. Just text alerts to 53695 or sign up for alerts at CSNPhilly.com. Desmond fouls the first pitch back.
Now he has a base open, the pitcher on deck, but Halliday never wants to let the 8-hole hitter get away. He got burned a couple starts ago in one of these situations where a guy got a base hit and knocked in a run on him. Veteran pitchers, you know, they get caught in between in these situations, I think, a lot of times, because they don't want to walk the guy because they don't want to turn the lineup over, but they don't want to get hurt, obviously.
1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Inside 2-1. There is Lannon,
who's not a good hitting pitcher.
0 for 12 this year.
Now he's behind him. Let's see how he goes after him. Change up. He wasn't going to challenge him with a fastball there. He throws change up, and Desmond swinging fastball all the way and missed it by a foot.
Desmond is 0 for 8 in the series, and he has bounced around the lineup these first couple of games.
He got a guy with 10 stolen bases batting 8th. That's unusual. You know he hasn't been hitting there. He has 10 stolen bases.
2 balls, 2 strikes, the count, and the pitch. Oh boy, half-heartedly chops it to the right side. Valdez has it in time to get Desmond, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left in scoring position. Nationals have left 2 in the first 2 innings. Two-game series with a very good team, the Colorado Rockies. The Rockies, the leaders in the National League West. In fact, they've got a 4-game lead. They'll be here the 18th and 19th. Both games are night games. The second game is Teva Respiratory Asthma Awareness Night at the ballpark. All fans will receive that free Phillies cap. Go to Phillies.com to purchase your tickets. Now we go to the bottom of the second on a very nice night here in Philadelphia. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you're watching the Phillies. John Mayberry will lead it off.
Just ran into Bob Boone, who's assistant GM and VP player development. Of course, Bob Boone, a tremendous player for the Phillies, and said, "How would you like to caught Halliday?" He said, "Oh, would that have been? Would I have had fun with him?" Because as a catcher, you know, that would be a dream come true type pitcher to catch because of all the different ways you get hitters out.
Mayberry will lead it off here in the bottom of the second. And he takes a strike. I wonder if there was a pitcher, though, in his era when he caught, whether it be for the Phillies or the Angels, that was similar to a Roy Halladay. Mayberry scalds it to center, but right at Hairston, 1 away.
That would be a great question to ask him.
Well, it's time for a Coors Light Cold Hard Blast, and this was a blast.
Yeah, backdoor breaking ball from Jason Marquis, and he left it up and out over the plate a little bit, and that baby took a long ride to right center field for Raul, who's swinging the bat a lot better lately.
Ibanez is 5 for 8 in the series. His average is still under 200, but If you're Ibanez, you can't look at that right now. You just have to look at the results from the last couple games.
Charlie gave him a start against a left-handed pitcher, even though the numbers aren't great. But his numbers personally against Lannon are very good.
10 for 18 with 2 home runs, a .556 batting average. Plus, aside from last year, his numbers have been very good against this organization. And he hits that one off the edge of the mound to Desmond for the second out.
And he hit that ball right on the nose, but right at the shortstop. So he's still making good contact, and he did not really pull off that left-hander then.
So Ibanez is retired, 6-3 on the putout. Wilson Valdez will be the hitter. Valdez 2 for 8 in the series. Overall hitting .236. Talking before about following CSNPhilly.com. The position that Valdez plays, second base, was a big topic on CSNPhilly.com. Earlier tonight, Jim Salisbury reporting that Chase Utley was about ready to depart for Florida and could, according to Jim, do so as early as tomorrow.
Well, it sounded like all indications were by the end of the week, if nothing went wrong, he was going to play some baseball in Florida.
Line drive toward right center. That'll drop in for a base hit. First hit of the night for the Phillies. And Valdez is aboard with a 2-out single.
They can send him to extended spring training and not start his rehab clock yet.
Correct.
Same way that Dominic Brown was down there doing that, because you know, they'll play some games down there, and, get some baseball activity that way, and then if they want to start his clock at some point, they can pick wherever they want him to go. And they want him to stay in Clearwater, he can play for the Threshers. So we'll see what happens.
It was a busy day today before the ball game because Roy Oswalt threw a bullpen. Joe Blanton threw a bullpen. Blanton gave the thumbs up after his was over with. Ramos blocks that one in the dirt. Roy Oswalt, Rich Doobie said, looked pretty good. They'll decide probably tomorrow whether he'll pitch at any point this weekend. And I'll tell you what, it was some interesting stuff to sit and listen to Oswalt meet with the media earlier today and talk about how scary the situation was back home last week with the tornadoes that were going through the South and how close one of the tornadoes came to his house and how he was clearing the debris caused by the tornado off his property for most of the last week.
Can't imagine what it'd be like to be in one of those. How frightening that would be.
Well, he referenced to his boyhood house, the house that his mom and dad still lived in. And there you see Oswalt throwing earlier today. How it has been a year since that house was destroyed. And he said that his house had some damage to the roof because of the storm. But that everybody was okay. Swing and a miss by Sardina. It's 2-1. He also talked about not knowing until early in the morning, about 1 a.m. after his start against Arizona, that his family back home, including his kids, were okay.
Well, he was obviously distracted that night. Is he all right? He had a little problem getting up there, pointing to his right knee, but I guess he's okay.
He had a hand problem last night. It looked like he hurt his hand last night.
Yeah.
Sardina lines it toward left. Nick's coming on. He's not going to get it. Takes it on a hop. And Sardina has his first hit of the year. So the Phillies have first and second with 2 outs.
That's really nice for that part of the order, because you look at 7, 8, 9 tonight, and you know, it wasn't necessarily a spot in your lineup you looked would be overly productive. And there you get 2 out hits from the 7 and 8. And Roy Halladay up there, no matter what happens, you clear the lineup and start over.
Halladay, by the way, is 1 for 5 in his career against Lannon. Just in case you're wondering what his tendencies are against this lefty.
Well, not a lot of speed on the bases right now. Outfielders are all cheating in because of pitchers hitting. So Juan Samuel depending if Halladay can hit the ball to the outfield, will have his work cut out for him as far as a decision goes on whether he can score Valdez from second.
Well, you have a good arm in right in Worth, not so good in center, and not so good in left.
Right.
So,
but the one thing that makes up for it a little bit is they can play in so far because of the pitcher hitting. They're real shallow. They almost look like you got a guy on third with nobody out in the ninth. No, and it's a winning run down there, and they're trying to play in. That's how shallow they are.
First pitch to Halladay. Swing and a miss. Valdez is getting a great jump off second.
Yeah, he got what they like to call a walking lead off second. He was almost running. Probably has to watch that right now, because if teams see that and the guy that can throw like Ramos, they can put a play on.
Another foul, and it's 0-2. That got a piece of Ramos.
He's got hit a couple times already.
Phillies pitchers third in the National League in hitting, which puts them third in Major League Baseball. Pretty healthy competition too between the starters, and you're trying to pick up some offensive numbers.
It's a tough pitch he just took. I guess Halladay said, well, you're not calling that for me, so you're not going to call me out on it, are you? This is the second time now that Atlanta's had to step off and have Ramos go through the signs again with a pitcher hitting.
One and two the count to Halladay. It's up the third base line, a foul ball. Halladay was hustling up the line just in case he could steal a hit. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Mets rebounded to defeat the Giants today 5-2. Mike Pelfrey got the win. Jose Reyes a triple and 2 RBIs. Jonathan Sanchez suffered the loss for San Francisco. This was the day after Lincecum struck out 12 last night.
And the Giants just finished a road trip where they didn't hit much.
Halladay back toward the middle, caught out of the air by Lannon, and the side is retired. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left for the Phillies. Another long inning for Lannon, and he is able to finish off Roy Halladay all by himself and take us to the third. Nothing, Nationals nothing. Roy Halladay will go back to work against John Lannon. And joining us from the dugout is Sam Perlazzo, the Phillies' first base coach. And Sam, so far, not a whole lot of offense for either team, but I guess we would expect that from Roy Halladay.
Well, we're sure counting on that, and we're just going to try to get our bats going. We'll be all right. I think we'll swing the bats good tonight.
Hey, Sam, we were talking about when Victor Reno was on first, and Landon looks like he's, fairly slow to the plate, except when he slide steps. What does that do for a first base coach?
You know, when a guy's that quick, you know, we had a time on him. He's probably under 1-2, sometimes even, you know, quicker than that. It doesn't matter really what you know or what kind of key you have off of him. When he gets the ball to the plate that much, you're really not doing yourself any favors trying to get to second base.
Does it take some time, though, Sam, to get used to a certain pitcher? I mean, I'm not saying you can't run in the first inning, but does it take time just to see what he has on a given night?
You know, I do a lot of work in the film room watching these guys, and you know, I go over it with every guy as we start a ball game. So, and these guys know the other pitchers also. They have the first time they've seen him. It's just a matter of when you got a guy over there that can steal a base, they slide step and they try to get quicker. And every once in a while they mix in one that isn't, and we kind of have to get lucky and take a shot at it. And, but it's a work in progress all the time.
And sometimes you split their concentration, like last week when Howard hit the home run against Pelfrey. It seemed like he was worried about the base runner and grooved one to Howard and he put it to the second deck. Well,
you know, speed does that to anybody, no matter where they're at, whether it's second, puts pressure on the defense, puts pressure on the pitcher, and he doesn't want to get a guy down to second base with less than 2 outs or with 2 outs. And so we do our best to, you know, do what we can. We don't want to overdo it, but if there's something there, we want to take it.
Hey, everybody talks about Chase Utley all the time. Nobody has been closer, except maybe Scott Sheridan, to getting him back than you with all the drills and stuff you've been going through. What have you seen from him lately?
Well, he came out today again and took some ground balls, and quite honestly, I thought he had a lot of bounce in his step, and I was real pleased. And I think what he did was he put an effort out there this afternoon that was more of a conditioning thing. He worked on all his skills, but he stayed at the ground balls for a pretty good time, and I think that's kind of one of the things that is going to bother him early on. You know, it's really not spring training yet for him. He's still getting his conditioning. He hasn't been on his feet as long as anybody else, and so he's getting his wind and his stamina going, and I think he worked on that today, and I thought he did great.
Hey, yeah, we just want to congratulate you on the nice move you made getting out of the way of that ball last night.
That was a heat seeker. I've always wondered what it would be like at first base. You know, I knew which way to get out of the way at third base, but when they hit one to you at first, if I went the wrong way, I was going to get killed.
Well, you should be very proud of one of your students there, Ryan Howard, on that fine play that just finished up this inning. Sammy, we appreciate you coming on.
No problem, guys. Thanks.
All right, Sam Perlazzo, our guest here in the third, a 1-2-3 inning for the Phils. We go to the bottom of the third. Question. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fan section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. Wheels, the question is, name the 5 pitchers with 2 no-hitters in the same calendar year.
I got no shot.
You have to think about it a little bit. You might get it. Cinco de Mayo. Some of the fans dressed up. Celebrating the holiday today. Holiday in Mexico. gets carried over to the States.
Yeah, I got him, but 5 pitchers with 2 no-hitters
in the same season. One of them you have to know right off the bat.
Well, yeah.
Well, 2 of them you should know right off the bat. Same calendar year, I should say.
Calendar year. Okay.
Everybody strives to beat this guy. That's one of the hints.
Okay.
And then the other 3, well, you're on your own.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy Rollins leads it off here in the bottom of the 3rd. Rollins 0 for 1. He flied to right his first time up. Line drive towards center. That's going to drop in for a base hit. And Rollins is aboard. 3rd hit for the Phillies against Lannon. Rollins begins play tonight with 349 career stolen bases. We'll see if he tests Lannon at all. Ramos is very difficult to steal against, at least in the early part of this year. He's thrown out 4 of the 9 base runners who have tried to steal against him.
Yeah, and Sam just talked about the slide step that he's using tonight, how difficult it is to run when he uses it. There it is. And that's 1-2, as he said, 1.2 seconds to home plate. And it's just almost humanly impossible for a base stealer to steal on a guy that goes 1-1, 1-2 unless the catcher mishandles the ball.
Oh, and 1 the count to Victorino. Down the left field line. Towering shot. Fair or foul. It is a fair ball. Home run. 2-run shot for Victorino. And the Phillies take a 2-0 lead. Well, Seth Perlaza said we need to pile on some runs.
Yeah,
there's the start.
And you also brought up the point about, well, maybe you'll throw a pitch that's hittable with a base stealer over there. This looked like a breaking ball because he got out front. Yeah, it's a slider. Shane got out front just a little bit, but did a great job keeping that baby well fair, as it turns out. You see Lannon, he's saying, get foul, get foul, get foul. It's at 10, 15 feet fair where it came down. I think the wind helped bring it back a little bit.
Yeah, it just never hooked, which a lot of times it will do. So, Victoria Hudock of Ben Salem, you've just won $100 courtesy of the McDonald's home run jackpot. 5th home run of the year for Victorino. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Polanco. You see the Phillies record when they score first in a game. There are a lot of good numbers against left-handers for the Phillies. 8-1 this year against lefties.
Well, when you score first with this type of pitching, starting pitching, it's really a plus.
Yeah, both Charlie Manuel and Rich Doobie talked about that in spring training, that if they can get some early runs for their starters, and you're in much better shape anyway, but for this staff, it's huge. And a base hit for Polanco. Phillies baseball is brought to you by AT&T, the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. By McDonald's, I'm loving it. And by Jeep brand, we don't just make SUVs. Wheels, we make history.
Yep. That's good, La Cucaracha.
That's a mix between Worley's Warriors there and the Cinco de Mayo celebration. The other mustache.
Quite a mix.
Yeah.
Score first. Phillies are 16-5.
Yep. Ryan Howard struck out his first time up. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes.
That's what they'll do to Lannon too in a lot of games. You know, he'll be going along and all of a sudden, boom. You know, they did get 2 hits off him last inning, but they were 2 outs and the pitcher was coming up, so I don't think he really felt threatened there, although Roy Halladay hit the ball decent back through the middle and he picked him.
Outside, 2-0. Howard with 259 career home runs. He's tied for 2nd all-time in Phillies history.
Lannon has to figure, no, I'm pitching against the Phillies, so there's no way that ball's going foul. They're just certain teams, doesn't work for him.
3-0 the count to Howard.
Good at bat. I mean, he can eliminate middle in right now, it would appear, and just look out there.
John Mayberry waits on deck. See if Howard gets that green light. Ball 4. First and second, nobody out. So after the 2-run home run, Ladden might be rattled a little bit. So Steve McCaddy's going to come out and try to settle him down.
Well, here's a look at what's gone on so far in this inning with the hits that he's given up. First to Jimmy, that's right down the middle, and he does a good job hitting it back. There's a slider, kind of went down, and Shane got out front a little bit, but it was in the middle of the plate, and that also was a fastball down the middle. So, you know, those are all pitches that it doesn't mean that you have to hit them and hit them hard or hit them fair, but they're there for it to be done, and the Phillies have in this inning.
Yeah, and overall now the Phillies have 5 hits, so they have 5 hits in the last 2 innings. And again, nobody out. 48 pitches for Ladden.
And you made a good point too. You know, sometimes a guy gets hit a little bit and they get a little bit rattled. And you know, Ryan Howard is a guy who was hurting, but he's also gotten him out, and he didn't come close. And Ryan was patient in that at bat too, and he kept staying away from him. He didn't go fishing.
Mayberry hit the ball hard his last time up, his only time up. He lined out to center.
Playing him to pull, big gap in right center field for John. John playing in right field tonight, giving Ben Francisco a night off. There you see all that space out there.
One ball and no strikes to Mayberry. Mayberry overall is hitting .303. He has 10 hits in 33 at bats. He's also walked 6 times. To center field. That's pretty well hit. Hairston got turned around. He reaches up. That's over his head, and one hops the wall. 1 run scores. Howard stops at third. RBI double for Mayberry. 3-0 Phillies. Man, he crushed that ball.
Yeah, he sure did. And it had topspin on it, or that thing's out in the vegetation out there in center field. There it is, a fastball. He got the bat head on it, and it's coming down right away, and then hits underneath the padding there and stays in play.
And Mayberry pulled into second. He was safe and secure with New York Life. Now the infield will play in on the left side. A little closer is the right side.
Yeah, and this is a make it go through situation for the Phillies. They already have 3 runs. You know, that's not a crucial run to get in late in the game at third base where you might risk going on contact with nobody out. So right now Ryan Howard is you know, being told by Juan Samuel the ball has to go through before you go anywhere, or if it's in the air, tag up.
Brian Broderick is up and loosening, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Ibanez. Broderick pitched in last night's game.
Yeah, last thing, their starters have done a pretty good job getting them through innings this year, and last thing they want to do is have a starter go early.
Well, they've gone at least 5 innings, their starters, in every game this year.
Well, they're getting threatened right now.
1 ball, 1 strike the count to Ibanez. Phillies up 3-0, but still nobody out with 2 in scoring position.
A good breaking ball there. He froze him with it.
Last 8 batters for the Phillies. 6 hits and a walk. The only out, the line drive back to the pitcher by Roy Halladay. Line drive, base hit down the right field line. Howard will score. Here comes Mayberry. He'll score easily. And Ibanez pulls into second with another extra base hit. 5-0 Phillies.
And still nobody out. I don't know if LaRoche catches that ball if he's back or not, but it was on him so fast because they had him up. Look how far he's up. And yeah, he's going to catch that ball if he's back, but they took a chance here early in the game to play the infield in and try and limit the damage, and it backfires, of course, because they get 2 out of it and a runner into scoring position.
Well, they're going to stall as Alex Cora goes over to talk to Ladden. Jim Riggleman just signaled to Cora to go chat. So that streak of 30 straight starts, throwing at least 5 innings, could be in jeopardy for the Nationals.
Yeah, and the idea of Lannon snapping that losing streak against the Phillies is not so hot for him right now.
And that's probably going to be it for John Lannon. Here comes Jim Riggleman. Brian Broderick is ready. He's already signaled to the pen. So the Nationals, who had gone 30 games with their starters throwing at least 5 innings, they have that streak come to a close tonight here at Citizens Bank Park as the Phillies have jumped out to a 5-0 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd, and there's nobody out with a runner at second. Lannon will exit. This is an AT&T call to the bullpen. Brian Broderick will come on for Washington to face Wilson Valdez. Located on the main concourse behind section 133. Now the store features authenticated game-used items and autographed memorabilia. New items are added each homestand. For a list of available items and more information, email merch@phillies.com. Any used books that you signed, Wheels, that are at that authentic store?
I did sign quite a few books that are over there. I mean, I signed a few. I don't know.
They're at the Majestic Clubhouse
The
store.
Majestic Clubhouse store. I don't know if there are many left, but
how can there be?
Oh, yeah, right.
Brian Broderick is the new pitcher for the Nationals. Wilson Valdez, the hitter. And the pitch to Valdez. He takes a breaking ball for a strike. Broderick pitched in last night's ball game, as we mentioned. Take it over for John Lannon, who is credited with 2+ innings.
Well, he got a lot of balls in the strike zone tonight where he got hurt.
Back toward the middle, a base hit into center field. Ibanez is being waved home. Hairston's up with it. His throw to the plate cut off by LaRoche, and they've got Valdez at a rundown, but Valdez watches nobody cover first. An RBI single, 6-0 Phillies.
Well, they had all kinds of stuff going on there. That looked like he had a chance to get him with the plate, too, and then it was cut off, as Tom said. And the run scores easily, and then there's, well, let's see what happens. Here's the base hit up the middle, hit the mound, which slowed it up a little bit. I think that may help Juan Samuel's decision. Plus, you have an infielder out there throwing. See, LaRoche cuts it off, and the second baseman,
he was going to throw it to Sam Perlazo.
Yeah, he was very smart to hold on to that.
Dane Sardina fouls the first pitch down the third base line. How about the first 7 batters for the Phillies have all reached 6 hits and a walk, and the first 6 have scored here in the third.
Well, there's so many times the Phillies have had trouble scoring runs, and the offenses has had look futile. Boy, right now they're making it look easy.
With 2 the count.
Those runs are all charged to the starter.
There you see the line score. 6 runs here in the third on 8 hits for the game. 6 of those hits coming here in the third. That is as crooked a number as you're going to see.
Yeah. 7 straight base runners. And Roy Halladay on the mound. So, you know, they're going, what time's the charter leaving? And, you know, you got a long way to go in this game, and no major league game is over, but this situation can get the opposition's head down. They're going to Florida tonight, too. They got a long night.
1-2 the count to Sardina. Breaking ball hit in the air to left. Nix makes the play as that ball sunk right into his glove. And there's the first out here in the third. So the 8th man to bat in the inning, Dane Sardina, makes the first out. And here's Halladay. What do you do? Do you have him bunt?
I think so. You know, in this ballpark, and you know, way runs can be scored here. It's only the 3rd inning. I know you have a great pitcher on the mound, but you know, I would think that they would think about bunting here to put a runner in the scoring position. 2 outs for Jimmy Rollins, as opposed to him maybe putting one in play and grounding into a double play and ending the inning.
There's Rollins. He started this rally with a single. Halladay squares. And he bunts it, and it's a beauty. Right side, Broderick off the mound, and the sacrifice is successful.
See the difference in Roy Halladay's technique now as a bunter. You know, it's typical Roy. He just works and works and works on everything. And, you know, he didn't bunt much when he's in the American League. But watch him get the bat head out. Really a nice job. Let the ball hit the bat, or as they say, let the bat catch the ball. That's good technique. Bat's right out in fair territory. Good chance to keep the ball fair that way. Good job.
Well, Greg Gross, Pete McCannon, they all work on, you know, the pitchers becoming better hitters and bunters.
Yep.
So runner at second with 2 outs. Jimmy Rollins the batter for the 2nd time in the inning. All 6 runs charged to the line of Lannon, whose line is complete. 1-0 pitch coming to Rollins. And it's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
In a game like this, too, as offensive players, they all get loosey-goosey, too. You know, they're not up there grinding, trying to get a hit, trying to get a run in, get somebody over. You can have some nice at-bats, nice comfortable at-bats.
Ground ball to first. Big hop for LaRoche. And the inning is over. The Phillies send 10 men to the plate. They scored 6 runs in the inning on 6 base hits. They lead 1. And the guy that started the whole thing, Shane Victorino, a 2-run home run right down the line. It stayed fair. And then the rest of the inning just took off. At prices you'll love, like fireworks colored paper from Boise with 30 glorious and fun colors. Who but W.B. Mason? Well, we go to the top of the fourth. Phillies are on top 6-0. 6 runs on 6 hits in the third. And now Roy Halladay will face 3, 4, and 5. Jason Worth, Lance Nix, and Adam LaRoche. Worth struck out looking his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. And a swing and a miss. Worth is 1 for his last 12. I talked to him today about this whole series. The first here at Philadelphia for him since he put a Nationals uniform on. And he said he's happy that it's almost over. And he was very happy and very appreciative of the reaction the fans had the first night here at Citizens Bank Park. He said he couldn't have planned the reaction any better by the Phillies fans.
It's always emotional. And the more success you've had in a particular team, the more emotional it's going to be. And obviously, Jason had become one of the fan favorites here.
2 balls, 2 strikes the count to him. And a line drive over the glove of Rollins. And it's a leadoff single for Worth. Third hit allowed by Halladay in this game. And it'll bring Lance Nix to the plate. Halladay got Nix as well in the first. After Washington got a runner in scoring position with 1 out, they couldn't score. They got another one in scoring position in the second, but didn't score. Fly ball, third base side, foul territory. Polanco is over, and he runs out of room.
Well, the game plan for the National hitters tonight were to be aggressive on first pitches, simply because Roy throws so many strikes. But see, the key is they're not just strikes right down the middle. He's cutting them in, he's sinking them away. Change ups there at times. So to me, you would have better success if you're trying to zone hit as opposed to first pitch hit.
So zone hit, but be aggressive.
Right. So when you're zone hitting, you're looking for a ball in a particular area. You know, and if it's away or something maybe soft, you just go on and take it.
Here's the 0-2. Trying to go to the same spot. Missed by just a little bit. But it's 1-2.
Yeah, it's been calling a lot of low pitches tonight on both sides.
Well, it's not his first 18 strikes in the game, but he's thrown a first pitch strike to the first 13 batters, and he just picked up another strikeout there. Nix tried to hold his swing, but he went around. That's 6 strikeouts for Halladay. 1 out here in the fourth.
Yeah, one thing to be aggressive and another thing to know whether or not it's a strike. Whoa, look at that split. And that looks like a fastball as it actually dips down. By the time you figure it out, it's a check swing.
Well, here's LaRoche with 1 away and a runner at first. Halladay's about to throw his 50th pitch. And a line drive. Oh, boy, that just missed Worth. He danced out of the way, and he'll stop at second. And LaRoche is 2 for 2. If that had hit Worth, Worth would have been out. Look at LaRoche saying, you got to be on your toes, big boy. Worth would have been out. LaRoche would have gotten a hit. And Worth might have been a little banged up, too.
Here's another indication. First ball hitting there. Fastball as he turns on it. Jason barely able to get out of the way. One of the reasons he wasn't able to get to third, he had to skip going back toward first. Oh, you're right. Lucky he didn't get it right on his leg.
Ramos swings at the first pitch. Sarge, I thought Halladay's comments when he was asked about the opposition swinging early at him, they were pretty sound, where he said it doesn't matter. He said they can if they want, but if I throw the pitch I want, then I should be successful.
That's exactly the key. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're swinging at first pitch. Roy's throwing that where he wants to throw it. So he's kind of like making you hit what he wants you to hit. And regardless of whatever he throws, it's just no easy task when you're facing any number one.
Good curveball. 0-2 the count.
See, now, he didn't even bring that curveball out, and all of a sudden, here's a curveball. So that's something else in the back of that hitter's mind that he has to look for. Not just throwing a curveball, however, throwing a good curveball and for a strike.
Fly ball down the right field line. That'll go out of play.
And Mayberry, I think it's just a matter of time. He's really hitting the ball hard, has been. Like Charlie says, the player dictates whether or not he will play or not by the way he plays.
Line drive, base hit into left field. Ibanez gets to it quickly. They're waving him home. Here's the throw to the plate. On one hop, he is safe. He got under the tag. Somehow he got under the tag from Dane Sardina, even though the ball beat him to the plate. And Worth scores the first run of the game for the Nationals.
Bo Porter, third base coach, really taking a chance, and it actually paid off for him. Soft line drive by Ramos getting into left field. Ibanez coming up with a good throw. One hop to the plate. It's there. Now take a look at it. Well, legs did get underneath. You got to block the plate. He's got to put that leg down now. Put it down now.
You know what? I don't know if Sardina touched him until he was past the plate. I think that might have been a good call.
Yeah, it was a good call. I thought he did have his leg down, however.
I thought he did too.
But Jason was able to get in there because of that tag that he had to go back to try and tag him.
So 6-1 the score here at the top of the fourth. And Jerry Hairston's a hitter now with runners on first and second. I'm very surprised LaRoche didn't go to third. Let's look at it one more time.
Well, see, there's that throw. Now, if he brings that down right away, and you can see where he tags him, hasn't touched him, he's on the plate, so it's a good call. Great call by Ed. He's right all over it. He's all over the play. What a great play. What a great call, though. Getting right on it.
It's amazing because the throw got there.
You know, and that's one of those plays you almost call a guy automatically out.
It's true.
You know, like you would at second base on a double play. But credit to Ed, got right on it and got it right.
Swing and a miss. 0-2. LaRoche at second. Should he be a third, you think? Ramos at first.
You know, one of the reasons I thought he didn't go because that throw was a little bit lower as opposed to, you know, that pop-up sometimes that he throws.
So he thought it might be cut off.
Well, exactly. And I didn't think Bo Porter would actually take a chance like that. 6-0. You're down. Looks like maybe every time that ball's hit the left, they're going to try and maybe take a chance.
Well, I think it's a good sign that Ibanez made such a good throw, though. Foul ball by Hairston. He stays alive.
Yeah, well, he had all his momentum going into that throw and was able to get it in one motion and then one hopping. Well, you see how he comes in. Now, he has all his momentum there. Little crow hop as he gets off a good throw. Now, you can see right there where that throw is low. Runner's right there on it, so he doesn't know whether or not it's going to be caught or not. LaRoche staying right at second base.
Another foul ball. Hairston stays alive again. It remains 1 ball and 2 strikes, and Halliday's had to use a lot of pitches in this inning. Now, he even talked about that. Todd Zolecki had a very good story about complete games with Roy Halladay and number of pitches and things like that on Phillies.com. And Halladay said, you know, I didn't even really hear about pitch counts until late in the minor leagues or even the major leagues. He said, so I don't worry about pitch counts. If I throw 130 pitches in a game or 126, as long as I understand my body, I'll back off a little bit in between starts.
That's a good point, and that's knowing your body. Well, unfortunately, everybody's not a Roy Halladay that goes about doing the work the way that he does. And let's face it, you can't beat him to the ballpark. I mean, early on in spring training, he's usually always the first one there and doing his work.
First and second with 1 out. Another foul ball. That's 8 foul balls by Hairston.
Well, they have been a little more aggressive. Yeah, Roy, rather than put that ball in play and go on and get this double play if he can, order over with, looking for a ground ball.
Gets a line drive. It's foul. It's one of the great sights of the ballpark, just the reaction of the kids when they get a baseball.
Major League Baseball.
They smelling it. 2-2 the count. He has 1 out here in the 4th, and he's thrown 20. This will be the 25th pitch. You have LaRoche at second, Ramos at first. Halladay and Sardina having a little trouble getting on the same page tonight.
Well, you know, different pitcher, catcher for him. Roy used to throwing to Snyder or Carlos Ruiz. So it is a little different.
Checked his swing. It's 3-2.
Yeah, that's why it's so important for pitchers and catchers to be on that same page. Then that pitcher, all he has to do is worry about is throwing a pitch.
See the number of pitches Halladay's thrown this inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count. Here's the pitch. Another foul ball. It's not like he doesn't have swing and miss stuff tonight. He has 6 strikeouts through the first 3 1/3. But this is going to be at least a 13 pitch at bat. Over toward the right side. It'll sneak into right field, a base hit. They're waving LaRoche home. The throw by Mayberry, and now they stop him. Bo Porter was waving him home, and then all of a sudden realized, you know what, I better stop him, and he did.
Yeah, I thought LaRoche coming around third base almost stopped himself.
He might have. And Rich Doobie coming out to the mound to talk to Halladay.
Yeah, giving him a breather. I mean, that was just one heck of a battle. Taking LaRoche coming around third. Now you see, that's just not good base running at all. He never even started running until actually got to third base, and he's thinking maybe the guy missed the ball. That's why he ended up picking it up. That's just a no-no, not to be able to run hard when the ball is hit. You're not thinking about your teammate, not scoring for your team, more importantly.
So LaRoche is on third, Ramos at second, Hairston at first, and here's Ian Desmond. Matt Stairs has come out of the on-deck circle to pinch hit for the pitcher spot. Desmond's 0 for 1, and he swings at the first pitch, and he hits it to straightaway center field. That should score the run. Victorino makes the catch. LaRoche will score from third, and it's now a 6-2 ball game. Hey, Daily News Live has got plenty of stuff to talk about. Tomorrow at 5 on Daily News Live, Phillies top sports writers talk about the day's hottest sports topics. Don't miss the best Phillies sports talk on Daily News Live, presented by AT&T. Tomorrow at 5, only on Comcast Sportsnet. So LaRoche does score. And if you're a Nationals fan, you're probably saying, finally. And it's now 6-2, and here's Stairs to pinch hit. Halladay misses on the first one to Stairs. A lot of at-bats for Matt Stairs against Roy Halladay, but his last one, he went down looking on strikes in a tough 9th inning down in D.C. Hit toward first, taken on one hop by Howard, and the inning finally comes to a close. So it was a long inning for Roy Halladay. He allowed 2 runs. He left 2. We've played 3.5. It's the Phillies 6, the Nats 2. Airlines. Southwest Airlines new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. Buy the Pennsylvania Lottery. Play Pure Gold, the new instant game for the Pennsylvania Lottery. Must be 18 years or older to play. Please play responsibly. And buy Chevrolet. See your local Chevy dealer or visit ChevyDealer.com. Well, another sellout here at the ballpark. Folks sitting in every nook and cranny of Citizens Bank Park. Phillies lead was 6-0. Now it's 6-2 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. And Todd Coffey is the new pitcher for the Nationals. Coffey at his 10th ball game, 1-0, a 3.52 earned run average. And so far he's allowed just 4 hits in 7 2/3.
Coffey looking a little bigger these days.
Well, he does look a little more comfortable out on the mound. And Shane Victorino, well, he got the Phillies 6-run inning started in the 3rd.
Oh boy, jumped on an off-speed pitch and didn't break. Looked like a slider that didn't break down. Victorino putting a good swing on the ball.
That home run for Victorino, his 5th of the year. He's been on base twice. His hitting streak is at 8 games. And here he goes, batting left-handed for the first time tonight. And he takes a fastball for strike 1. I don't think Shane liked that pitch or liked that call by Ed Hickox, the home plate umpire. Slaps it foul, and it's no balls at 2 strikes. John Lennon started the game for the Nationals. He didn't get out of the third. He allowed 7 hits and 6 runs. Then Brian Broderick finished up the third. Now it's Coffey here in the fourth. Swing and a miss, and Victorino is the first out here in the fourth. So 1 away for Placido Polanco. Polanco singled in the third. That was after Victorino hit that 2-run home run, so the rally continued. Sarge, what do you like about the way Charlie now has 1, 2, and 3 in this lineup? Victorino batting second, Polanco third, and Rollins leading it off. What do you like about that setup?
Well, what he's done, I think, in changing that, just giving him a little bit of a different look. You know, I like the speed that he has at the beginning of the lineup. I like Polanco in that third spot because he's getting on, keeping that pitcher in a stretch for when Ryan Howard comes up. You get Ibanez to start hitting the way that he has been.
Back toward the middle. That's going to be another base hit for Polanco.
Right.
So he's aboard. A lot of folks wonder about, Polanco, who is a perfect number 2 hitter. If moving him to the 3-hole will diminish his abilities, well, it hasn't diminished it these first couple of days.
Yeah, I think that more the hitters will think about getting out of that position and not being able to hit. It's the same guy. He has the same approach. He doesn't try and elevate the ball because he is hitting in the third spot. So he's ideal. One of those players almost can hit anywhere, maybe besides leading off because of the speed.
But could he lead off if you needed him to? I know he doesn't have the speed.
Well, yeah, he'd be able to get on base, absolutely.
Jim Riggleman's heading out to the mound to talk to Todd Coffey. Coffey, I don't know if he got a piece of that ball when it went back toward the middle, but he keeps looking at his hand. I don't know if he broke it now, or it looks like he's got some blood going there. Oh, forget about the hand. He's got it up toward the schnoz.
Let's take a look at this as that ball's going to go up the middle.
It didn't hit anything. He must just have a bloody nose. So they'll tend to him with Polanco at first and Ryan Howard up. Howard, who walked his last time up. But what we've seen these first couple of nights is there have been plenty of base runners for Ryan Howard and whoever's batting fifth.
Right. And then with the fast base runners, you get that pitcher that splits his concentration. Easier for him to make a mistake. You have a power hitter like Ryan Howard that could take advantage of that.
Well, Coffey is trying to stop the bleeding. Imagine if they had to take him out of the ball game just because he's got a bloody nose. They'd give the relief pitcher as much time as he needed to get himself ready.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if you asked him and if he gets bloody noses and he says, well, no, I don't. I'm sure he probably gets those from time to time.
As soon as the ball goes past him, it looks, look at his pitching hand goes right up to his nose. The ball didn't hit him. Maybe something splashed up and hit him in the nose.
Well,
I didn't see anything kick up.
Well, maybe it just started.
Could have just started bleeding.
Exactly.
Do you get to throw a few warm-up pitches if you have a bloody nose, Sarge?
I don't know the ruling on that one, but I would think that he would. Just to see whether or not it's going to continue to bleed or not.
I don't think I've ever seen this before. Well, it looks like he has stopped the bleeding. There's no blood on his jersey. In college basketball or the NBA, they got to take you out of the game. You have to change your jersey.
I don't know what they would do in this particular case.
I'm throwing some tough questions at you, aren't I?
Well, I mean, sure, they're a little bit tough just because it hasn't happened before. I've never seen a player or a pitcher that would have a bloody nose. But it looks like he has maybe a little dirt there.
On the tee in Washington. So one away, runner at first after the delay. The pitch. Foul tipped it to the glove of Howard. Howard 0 for 1. He walked his last time up. And scored a run. In fact, the first 6 batters in the third scored a run. Oh, and 2 the count. Sombreros all around the ballpark tonight.
Yeah.
Up and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ryan Howard. Ramos throws behind Polanco, and LaRoche stops that ball from going down the right field line.
Yeah, I think he took that pitch away from him. That ball looked to be coming right back almost across the plate. When catchers jump up, it kind of impedes the catcher as he throws that ball behind him. Good pick, though, by LaRoche. Can't give up on those inside pitches that he starts in.
That one just kept on cutting in, so it's 3-2 with 1 out. We'll see if Polanco's off on this pitch. Ryan does strike out an awful lot. Mayberry's on deck. He's swinging a pretty good bat. What's your thought here, Sarge?
I would think that they'd be running on this play. Well, get that ball in the gap, might be able to score. Or not, 1st and 3rd.
Nope, he's not going, and a swing and a miss. And there are 2 outs. Hey, Monday, May 23rd, the Phillies will start a 4-game series with the Cincinnati Reds. That Monday is a Hatfield Dollar Dog Night. Thursday, the 26th, is the Citizens Bank Business Person Special and a Modell Sporting Goods Senior Stroll the Bases. Get your tickets, and there are limited seats available by going to Phillies.com. Speaking of the Reds, they thumped the Astros today, 10-4. Ryan Hanigan, 3 hits, 3 RBIs, a run scored. They had 14 hits in that ball game. Looks like Homer Bailey got the win. Brett Myers the loss for the Astros. And Mayberry takes a strike. Mayberry hit a screamer his last time up to straightaway center.
He's been making good contact with limited time in playing.
Mayberry only has 10 at-bats on this homestand. He's 3 for 10. Sarge, I said one of the impressive things is that he has walked 6 times in 40 plate appearances.
Yeah, and the good indication of that pitch right there that he didn't swing at, that's that slider that he was swinging at early on last year, or late when he came up. Well, if he can stay off of that pitch, he's going to be a real good hitter in the major leagues. He's strong enough to be able to hit 20 or more home runs.
Fouls that one off, and it's 1-2. They got a piece of Ramos. There's Polanco patiently waiting over at first. Phillies lead at 6-2. They scored 6 in the third. The Nationals scored 2 in the fourth. And we're here in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the 1-2. Just off the outside corner, 2-2.
Well, it had tight break on it. It kind of spins away. Makes it so tough to hit. It looks like a fastball, but then it'll have more break usually than that cutter that they throw. Oh, a little closer. Slider. Mayberry doing a good job and not swinging at that pitch. That's 2 in a row. See what he comes back with. And I'm thinking maybe fastball in on the hands.
He has Ibanez on deck, a left-handed hitter. Polanco will be off on this pitch. There he goes. And a breaking ball called strike 3. Instead of going on the outside part of the plate, they go on the inside part of the plate. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Coffey. He leaves 1. We go to the 5th. For the 5th here at Citizens Bank Park, Roy Halladay has thrown a 1-2-3 inning just one time tonight, and every time the Phillies do that, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by the Xfinity HD Triple Play, your complete lineup for digital TV, lightning fast internet, and home phone. Espinosa will lead it off here in the top of the 5th. And a first pitch changeup by Halladay. There's the adjustment, Sarge?
Absolutely there. When he doesn't get that fastball out in front on the off-speed pitch.
Then he comes back inside with a fastball, a cutter, and it's 1-1. Curveball on the outside corner, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Just various speeds that he throws, all those different pitches.
Over toward first. Howard stays down on it. 1 out. Halladay, as we've come to find out, and we knew this from a distance, I mean, he's a big-time pitcher. He's a money pitcher. Won 21 games last year. Won the Cy Young in the National League. But one of the things that stands out is how good he's been since last year against the East.
Oh, well, competing, and that's how you end up winning championships, is by winning in your division.
Yeah, we don't spotlight what offensive players do a lot of times within the division, but when one of Rich Dubie's guys has command of the National League East, the way Halladay does, it stands out.
Well, it does, because every time he pitches against them, you look forward to it because of the victory.
Well, he's won 12 straight against the National League East. The 1-1 to Cora. That's a strike, and it's 1-2.
There's that low pitch there that he's been calling. He's been consistent. Ed has been with that pitch all night.
Opposite way, a foul ball. It remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's that dominance against the East we've talked about. 18 starts. He's 17-1. This is his 19th start against the East. And he got Cora way out in front. Easy pop-up for Valdez. 2 outs.
Well, he gave you that split grip. Hitter thinks a fastball is coming. And again, off balance, he got a pop-up.
So 2 outs for Worth. Let's take a look at this box again. 130 strikeouts, 142 and 2/3. 17-1 since the start of last year in 18 games. Sarge, he's walked only 17.
Unbelievable. That's the stat that stands out besides that 17-1.
Worth is 1 for 2. And he takes low, 1-0.
Well, now he's not calling that low pitch. And that's the only reason, too, though, Roy would be going down there and going twice, because he has been getting that pitch called.
Yeah, he came up a little bit on that one, and it's 2-1. Fly ball to right. John Mayberry's under it. And 1 inning after throwing 30 pitches to get through the 4th, Roy Halladay has a very comfortable top of the 5th. He retires the Nationals in order. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the 5th with the Phils up 6-2. Defensive play of the game, and this kind of play made it seem like it was John Lannon's night, Sarge.
Right, sure did early on. And things came apart on him, but that was a pretty good catch coming up the middle.
The Home Depot doing more on defense as we start the bottom of the 5th. Lannon's gone. He went 2+. Brian Broderick finished off the 3rd for him. Then Todd Coffey came on to pitch the 4th. And now Coffey here in the 5th. Ibanez greets him with a towering fly ball deep to right. That one is gone into the 2nd deck. Back-to-back nights now for Ibanez, where he's homered, and the Phillies are on top 7-2.
Wow.
now for Ibanez. 2 on this homestand.
Got a fan actually holding up the ball. I guess that Ibanez had hit. I take a look at his first pitch. See you later. Middle in. Look at him hitting against the back foot there. Front foot, I should say, on his back leg, generating a lot of power.
He is now 7 for 11 in this series. Tell you what, we said it had to feel good last night. We said it had to feel good the night before. They asked Charlie Manuel. Raul is feeling good overall.
Well, hits will do that for you. And, you know, when you're a player of his caliber, too, and you're not actually producing, you just really feel bad.
One away as Desmond takes care of Valdez.
You know, not used to going through long periods of a slump like that. Your character gets tested when you're going through that. Everybody's looking at you to see how you're going to react. Easy to judge you when things are going well. But when things are going bad, if you're going to work. If you're going to work harder, extra hitting. Well, that's what Pat Burrell did when he was here and wasn't hitting. He was having extra hitting almost every day. Well, Ibanez in the cage does the same thing.
Sardina's now the hitter with 1 out. And he takes one outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Phillies have a batting practice pitcher by the name of Ali Modami. And he's constantly throwing to these guys. And that's during the game, before the game, with the coaches. And Raul has kept him rather busy over the last few days.
Last couple of years, you might want to say.
Ali is somewhere in the stadium nodding yes.
Well, he works with him every single day. Obviously, when he gets the instruction, it comes from Greg Gross.
1-2 the count.
And Greg can't throw to each and every one of the guys, so you have other staff members that will do that. So each and every one of the players can get their work in as much as they want.
And Sardina's down on strikes. Pretty good breaking pitch by Coffey. 4 strikeouts. And an inning and 2/3. And here's Roy Halladay. Sarge, I was very young when Steve Carlton was pitching for the Phillies. But the young fans of this generation, to have this guy lead your rotation, it's a treat.
Oh, and the same, like we would be talking about a Steve Carlton. The youngsters will do the same thing with a Holiday. I mean, that is their time, and I tell you, this guy is. I've seen him for a long, long time, even when I was with the Toronto Blue Jays. Obviously, at that time, he was a 5th starter. Didn't know he was going to be as good as he is. You take a look at Cole Hamels there. Brad Lidge. Easier to laugh on the bench when you have runs and you're winning.
1 ball, 1 strike to count to Halladay. Tried to check his swing, but he went, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, but he's had really good teachers coming up, from Roger Clemens, Pat Henkin, Juan Guzman. Chris Carpenter was our 4th starter, believe it or not, on that club.
And Halladay's down on strikes. 5 strikeouts for Coffey. But those strikeouts are sandwiched around one big swing by Raul Ibanez. This is the way the 5th inning for the Phillies began. Right in the first row of the 2nd deck as the Phils lead 7-2.
piece and another very important piece of the Phillies' early success in 2011. Ryan Howard led all major league hitters in RBIs after April and continued his climb through the Phillies' all-time home run rankings. With less power but plenty of production, Placido Polanco delivered a franchise record 41 hits in April and a personal best 19 RBIs during the first month. The power and production of these two Phillies is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. More than ever, we're here for you every step of the way. Well, there's somebody new putting a bid in on the Philly of the week, and that's Raul Ibanez. 7 for 11 in this series against the Nationals. His home run in the bottom of the fifth went an estimated 431 feet.
Wow. So
Halladay will begin the sixth, leading it by 5, and the first pitch to Nix is over for a strike. I have to admit, after a 30-pitch inning in the fourth, Halladay threw 13 pitches in the fifth, and this is where I think sometimes he's at his best, where he starts to then bear down. It's almost as if he makes adjustments on the fly.
Well, you know, I don't know all of his psyche with that, but it does seem like he's able to just turn it on. And that means making even better pitches that he has been. I mean, even when he's not pitching very well, and that's seldom, but he gives you the same effort. And that's what you want out of your number one and all your guys. The same effort every time you're out there on the mound. And you get that from Halladay. Quite frankly, you get it from all those guys.
0-2 is hit foul softly on the first base side.
I mean, they compete. Cliff Lee, he competes. Cole Hamels, same way.
Here's Cole. On the inside corner, rung him up. First strikeout since the fourth, 7th strikeout overall, and he's now retired 6 straight. That's the 3rd time he's gotten Nix.
Well, here's that fastball. It's a two-seamer. It's going to move right back over the plate. See, when he jumps back, he's giving up on that pitch there, Nix was. And he didn't even know it was a strike. It's a lot of guys. They do too much jumping back from inside pitches.
Now LaRoche, he has swung early in his at-bats, and he's 2 for 2.
Yeah, he's got those fastballs. And there again, Roy ended up throwing an off-speed pitch. He remembers what the hitters have done off of him.
Now a breaking ball, and it's 1-1. No appeal, no swing, says Alfonso Marquez. Change up, and it's 2-2. He's not giving him a fastball.
See, that's what happens. You know, you want to be aggressive, and now all of a sudden he gives you the fastball motion with his arm coming down, and he gets the change up or the split.
Here's the 2-2. On the inside corner, another strikeout. Back-to-back Ks for Halladay. He has 8 in the ball game.
Now he'll go back to the dugout and he'll tell the guys on the bench, boys, he's throwing unhittable pitches right now. Take another look at it. High two-seamer. LaRoche giving up on it. And that expression tells you all you need to know. There's the grip on the two-seamer.
Ramos takes a breaking ball inside.
You know, and he just doesn't throw that low. I mean, he can get that near the belt area, up a little bit higher, and have the same type of movement.
Now, he hasn't thrown many at 92. In the last couple of innings, he's thrown a lot of soft stuff, but he just reared back and fired that one against Ramos. 1 ball, 1 strike to count.
Halladay a couple starts ago matched his career high in strikeouts in a game with 14 against the Padres. He has 8 strikeouts tonight. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And that just missed.
When you see him walk off on the mound like that, and just about everybody on the team there getting ready to come to the dugout, you know it was a strike. J-Roll calling it from shortstop.
Roller towards shortstop. J-Roll backhands, throws off balance on the run. Dug out by Howard. What a play by Jimmy Rollins to now Wilson Ramos. And the side is retired in order. 2 strikeouts and a dandy of a play defensively by Rollins. And Roy Halladay is through 6. Sports stores by Thomas Jefferson University Hospitals. Call 1-800-JEFF-NOW. And by Citizens Bank. We're for homes. Talk to us today about how we can help guide you to the loan that's right for you. Now a crowd of more than 45,316. That includes standing room only out at Ashburn Alley. And they're having a good time as the Phillies lead at 7-2. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and Henry Rodriguez is the new pitcher for the Nationals. By the way, it's sellout number 140 in a row for the Phillies. Rodriguez, 3rd ball game, 1 hit in 2 innings of work so far. We saw him in game 1 of this series, and he throws some gas. Young and old here at the ballpark. Sarge, I'm not sure if anybody's told her, but her jersey is on backwards.
Well, I think she wants everybody to know who her favorite player is.
Settling back in their seats. Rollins tonight 1 for 3. Single back to the 3rd and scored. And he takes a fastball for a strike. 97.
And that's right over the top. Okay?
Good or bad?
Not throwing from the side. Well, it would be easier to hit from the top as opposed from the side.
You don't have time to really think when the ball's coming at you that quickly.
Yeah, those are one of those guys. A lot of players will say, well, I'm going to let him throw one so I can see one. Now, I want to, the first one I see the straight, I want to try and get after it.
That one was straight and lined to center, and Rollins has his 2nd hit of the night. Well, this whole experiment about putting him back in the leadoff spot is working out pretty well.
That ball 97, he gets on top of it. That's what I'm telling you. I mean, major league hitters, when they're looking for a fastball, and J-Roll definitely was, I mean, they can put wood on a bullet 60 feet, 6 inches in a hitting count. That's because that bullet is straight, too. You know, I mean, if it had some movement on it, it might be a little more difficult.
I would think so. It's pretty small. Victorino's 1 for 2. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-1.
Might want to try and get that one down a little bit. Very hard. Hit that high fastball. Get it down a little bit, even though it says 97, it doesn't seem to be as hard.
There's that slider at 88, or I should say changeup.
Well, that's a hard changeup, isn't it? It's as hard as some of the guys' fastballs at 88.
Ivan Hernandez doesn't have a fastball that's at 88.
That's right. This is at 84, 83. Hernandez throws strikes. Doesn't matter how hard you throw or soft. You gotta be able to throw strikes.
That one gets away from Ramos. Victorino was just trying to get his feet out of the way of that one. That'll be a wild pitch.
I'll take another one as he skips right out of the way of it. He was not able to get a glove on it. That's because, again, he throws so hard, but you just don't know where it's going. Don't know where the ball is going to be right at your target, whether or not it's going to be in the dirt.
So Rollins is in scoring position. The Phillies lead at 7-2. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. And there's ball 4.
Well, you're all right. He has a good fastball.
Well, the Los Angeles Dodgers only visit here to Philadelphia Monday, June 6th. It's the start of a 3-game series. Get to see our old friend Davey Lopes back in town. 3 night games, including a Hatfield Dollar Dog Night. Davey likes Hatfield Dollar Dog Nights. Get your tickets by going to Phillies.com. Dodgers and Andre Ethier. Ethier is off to an incredible start offensively. Dodgers are off to a so-so start as a team, and according to reports, it may get even worse. There are some reports that say that they are not going to be able to meet their payroll by the end of this month.
Wow.
And that's sad. Major League Baseball has taken over the franchise from Frank McCourt, their owner. As Polanco check swings, a ball fouled toward the on-deck circle.
98. When was the last time we've seen him check swing? Well, that's kind of sad in a way with that organization, Los Angeles Dodgers. It's been one of the better organizations in both leagues for a long, long time.
Well, when you throw 98, you drop an 82-mile-an-hour slider on somebody. If you can throw it for a strike, then it's tough to sit on and wait for.
That's exactly right, and that's what makes it so tough to hit Major League Baseball. He throws one 98, and then he bends one right at you. Pitchers like that with that type of arm, once they learn how to throw strikes, they try and put them in the closer's role. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. He certainly has a good arm.
Rollins and Victorino lead off. Fly ball short right over toward the line. Worth is there. Rollins tags but doesn't go. Well, we said this the other night when Howard was up against Rodriguez. If he gets a hold of one, Ryan's hit a couple balls in his career over 500 feet here at this yard. 2 on, 1 out. The first pitch starts him off with a breaking ball.
Pretty good breaking ball. That settles in at 80. No, even though he's throwing those curveballs, you still want to sit and make sure you're trying to hit the fastball. There's just no way you could look for the breaking ball and end up hitting his fastball. He just throws it too fast.
Rodriguez not a big guy. Howard certainly is. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. So he hasn't given him a fastball with the first 2 pitches. Ryan can work the count in his favor. Maybe he'll get that fastball. No, he did, but it was nowhere near the strike zone. 99 miles an hour. Sarge, this is not a big guy that's throwing 99 miles an hour.
No, you're right. Good arm speed as he whips that ball in there in that strike zone. Been a little bit off, and these are the most difficult guys to try and hit.
Inside, 3-1. John Mayberry on deck. Phillies up 7-2. Howard facing Henry Rodriguez. Howard just asked if that was a good pitch.
Yeah.
It was close, and Hickox, as we've said, has been calling that ball low in the strike zone. 3-2 the count. Here's the pitch to Howard. Try to check his swing. He went around. That was a changeup at 91, and there are 2 outs.
I didn't want to give in and give him the fastball, even though 91 is like most pitchers' fastball. Take a look at this. This pitch is so hard. He's trying to start the bat, stop it. Yeah, it looked like he might have gone.
See Ryan's reaction. He felt like he went almost if he felt like he went around on that. That is 6 strikeouts for National pitching. We'll make that 7. Here's Mayberry with 2 on. And he takes a fastball outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Look at that.
Wow.
100.
Boy. I mean, you're up at the plate. You blink, you miss the pitch. I mean, that ball is coming in there.
100 again. He's warming up.
Oof.
Bet you can't do it again.
Oh boy, this, I mean, and again, right over the top, so he's easy to see.
There goes Rollins. Breaking ball, and it's going to be a double steal. Little history for both Rollins and Victorino. For Rollins, it's career stolen base number 350. For Victorino, it's number 150. The Phillies, with a 5-run lead, now have 2 runners in scoring position.
Wow, he's still in this on the pitcher all the way. Had him time, didn't even have to slide. He got there so quick. Shane taking no chances as he gets down.
So now 2 in scoring position. 2-1 the count to John Mayberry. Swing and a miss. 101.
Oh, come on.
Sarge, that's a legitimate gun.
Oh, I'm not believing that.
You're not making it up.
I'm not believing that one iota.
Chris Cashman's behind the plate. He's the one with the gun.
Let me tell you
that you can see from the center field camera, wearing the red jacket right over the shoulder of Mayberry right there.
Yeah, I see him.
You see him.
I'm going to check his batteries on that gun.
A breaking ball, and it's 3-2. They appeal. No swing, says Ed Rapuato.
101.
There's Chris's gun. Now, his isn't the only gun that we use for our radar. This is some legitimate stuff going on.
Some of those gun ratings have always been inflated.
In the air to right field. Not deep. Worth long run over toward the line. Foul territory, and he makes the catch. And the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, 2 men left in scoring position. We've played 6. We go to the 7th with the Phils up. Oh, there are a lot of happy people here at the ballpark tonight. Cinco de Mayo, and the Phillies lead at 7-2. 7 runs on 11 hits for the Phils, 2 runs on 6 hits for the Nationals. And here's Jerry Hairston. Halliday's retired 8 consecutive batters.
Hairston had some at bat last time. How many pitches?
It was 13.
13? Wow. And, you know, it looked like Roy came out after that long inning the Phillies had. A lot of times pitchers come out after a long inning like that, and they're just not sharp.
Fly ball, shallow left center. Ibanez is looking at Victorino, but he still has time to make the catch. I don't know if Shane said something, and Ibanez thought it was, I got it.
Or you got it.
I think it was you got it, and Ibanez said, I got it.
Yeah, because that was Raul's ball all the way. It wasn't really even hit that high. See, it's coming down in a hurry. Shane could, if Shane just flew after it, he could have gotten to it, but that's certainly the left fielder's ball. Halliday needs outs, too. He's got a pitch count up to 100 only in the 7th inning.
Here's Desmond. He takes a strike. It's 0-1.
But veteran pitchers, that will happen. A lot of pitchers, when your team gets you a lot of runs, you're happy to get them, but then you come out and, just not quite as sharp as you may have been. But he's back in that groove now.
Yeah, he's also gotten the Nationals off the first pitch fastball. He's throwing some more changeups and breaking balls on first pitch. That's a breaking ball, and it's 1-2.
Was Worth safe or out?
He was safe.
Was he?
Yeah. At least it looked like he was from the camera shot.
Mm-hmm. Couldn't tell. I just wonder what you guys thought.
It looked like Dane Sardina caught it deep, and Worth went to the top of the base and the plate, and as Sardina was reaching down, he kept missing him. Swing and a miss.
Where was he going down by 6 runs anyway?
I don't know. 9 strikeouts for Halliday.
That would not be a good time to get thrown out at the plate. Here's the Verizon Wireless game summary. There's that 6-run inning the Phils had in the 3rd, and that's made it a lot more comfortable for Roy Halladay tonight. John Lannon just 2+. Phillies just seem to handle him whether he pitches well or whether he doesn't pitch well, and right now he's on the hook again. And Shane Victorino got it all started with a 2-run home run. Raul Ibanez, that was a long one he hit.
It was 431 feet. Brian Bixler bats for the first time. He came on to play third base last inning. Here's Raul, feeling a whole lot better about his swing right now out in left field. Swing and a miss. Halladay is one strikeout away from reaching double digits again.
I wonder how long they want him to go tonight, too.
The 0-2 pitch. Hit foul.
Madsen hasn't pitched for a while. He could use an inning.
And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bixler, as you saw, 1 for 11. I think I said he was playing third. He's playing left field.
Yeah, on that double switch.
See, 109 pitches, 80 strikes, 29 balls.
Pretty good ratio.
The 1-2. On the outside corner, called strike 3, 10 strikeouts for Roy Halladay. He's retired 11 consecutive batters. Pretty impressive. Halladay's through 7. It's time to stretch here at Citizens Bank Park. It will stretch to another strikeout for Roy Halladay as he sets the Nationals down in order here at the top of the 7th. Bottom of the 7th inning, it's 7-2 Phillies, and here's Raul Ibanez against Henry Rodriguez. Ibanez swung at the first pitches last time up and hit a 431-foot home run.
Yeah, that was an unbelievable bomb. I'm sure the hitters were thinking, I hope this guy's out there for 1 inning. You cannot be comfortable against a guy like Rodriguez who throws this hard, and then he'll throw a slider and a changeup. That's why you see so many check swings from the hitters, because they got to get started fast, and then they'll throw something a little off speed, and they're trying to hold up, and they can't.
Yeah, Polanco had a check swing in his at bat, and
Howard did.
And Sarge said, well, you don't usually see Polanco check swing.
No, but Sarge did say you got to get started a little quick on this guy, right?
Sarge said if it was over the top and straight, that's the one you want to hit. Line drive towards center, and I'll tell you what, he's as locked in as he's been since spring training. It's a 3-hit night for Ibanez. He's a triple shy of the cycle. And speaking of Raul, it's time for the Coors Light Freeze Cam. Let's take a look at his 2 home runs in this series.
Well, they have both been bombs. Here's the one last night off Jason Marquis. Look at him barrel that thing. And this one goes a long way. We thought. That's not bad.
That's pretty good. That's long, but
how about this one? Look where that one is, right on the barrel. Bam. Off Todd Coffey. And this one goes even further. Gee, that's a long home run. Especially for a guy that's been struggling like him. People say, well, maybe he's done.
Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Charlie Manuel amazes you sometimes the way he will stay with guys, but he kept saying, I see a few things in him, and we're going to try with a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and he's hitting enough balls hard that I'm going to stay with him for a while and see what happens. Well, we saw.
Swing and a miss. Ramos' throw to second in time to get Ibanez.
That was a heck of a play by Ramos, and Raul got a little bit of a late start there to try and go. It looked like
it's a caught stealing 2-4.
See, now watch Ramos. He goes a long way for this. Now see that he hesitated, and when you hesitate like that, you may as well stay. See, he's still right here, and now a good strong throw. Even though it's high, it's down. The tag is down quickly, but you can see on the replay that Raul gave a little stutter step, and he lost all his momentum going to second base. And normally when a runner does that, your best thing to do is drop anchor. He knows it. And thankfully he's okay on that slide because it was a little awkward.
Saw Ross Claude in your picture on the stairs in the Phillies dugout. Bastardo is warming up in the pen for the Phillies as Valdez goes down on strikes. There's Claude. All right, now let's take a look at the Dodge Stump the Fans trivia quiz answer. Wheels, can you name the 5 pitchers with 2 no-hitters in the same calendar year?
Probably not, but I'll try.
Give us a stab at it.
Cinco de Mayo. How about Fernando?
Fernando is incorrect.
Well, that's a good start.
Good guess, though.
How about Sandy Koufax?
Sandy Koufax would be incorrect.
How about the guy who pitched 2 no-hitters in a row, Johnny Vandermeer?
That's the guy that we knew you'd get. That is correct.
Well, Nolan Ryan had a lot of no-hitters. How about him?
Nolan Ryan would be correct.
I'm done.
What about the guy that was starting for the Phillies tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Remember his name?
Oh, yeah, but in the calendar year. I'm thinking the month. Of course. Yeah, but that was a perfect game. That didn't count.
Well, it counts for tonight.
Let's see the other guys. Virgil Trucks and Allie Reynolds, huh? 2 great American leaguers. Allie Reynolds with the Yankees. Virgil Trucks, I believe, was the White Sox.
Okay.
I think. I remember you said you didn't know one of those.
I didn't.
Who was it?
That was the guy I didn't know.
And I have to look that one up.
Sardina's down on strikes. The Phillies go down quietly here in the 7th. We go to the 8th. The Phillies lead it by a score of 7-2. Advance by Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. By WB Mason. Who but WB Mason for amazingly low office product prices. And by Xfinity. It's TV, phone, and internet reinvented. Only from Comcast. Oh, the Fanatic entertaining the crowd here at Cinco de Mayo. And also allowing young fans to show off her abilities on the dugout.
Virgil Trucks, Detroit Tigers.
Detroit Tigers. That would be appropriate. with a name like Trucks playing for Detroit.
Good point. And Ali Reynolds, whose nickname was, I believe, Chief, pitched a lot of great games for the New York Yankees.
Antonio Bastardo takes over for Roy Halladay here in the 8th. So Halladay goes 7, allows 2 runs on 6 hits, strikes out 10. He has 57 strikeouts this year. And Bastardo, 11 innings, 5 hits. Bastardo will face the top of the order. Espinosa's a switch hitter, so he'll swing around and bat from the right side. So Halladay goes 7 tonight after Worley goes 6 last night. And the list goes on and on and on of all of these quality starts that the Phillies starters have put together.
And the last thing on our question tonight, because that was a really good one, Virgil Trucks also did pitch for the White Sox, but I think he pitched his no-hitters when he's with Detroit. That was a really good one tonight. I bet I didn't understand it. What a dope.
Would you have gotten Virgil Trucks if you understood
No.
it?
Nor would I have gotten Ali Reynolds.
And you didn't get Roy Halladay.
No. Well, I might have thought of a same year, yeah. I think it's same month. Johnny Vandermeer, how about it? Is that the record that'll never be broken?
I can't see how it would be.
When we talk about DiMaggio's record, and that's certainly one. Ethier is at 29, and think how far he still has to go to DiMaggio's record. But back-to-back no-hitters.
Honestly, I mean, you can say that any pitcher can do it on any given night, but how about doing it in back-to-back nights? Having the wherewithal, the durability, the focus, all of those things. I mean, Roy Halladay is probably the one guy that could do it.
And the luck involved in pitching a no-hitter. And everybody who pitches one will tell you there's so much luck involved.
Here's the 3-1 Espinosa. Whacked on the ground toward third, a foul ball. And it's 3-2. Phillies can get some guys some work tonight. Bastardo here in the 8th, maybe Matson in the 9th. Doug Slayton's warming up in the pen for the Nationals.
That's what kind of thought that maybe they would do this with Roy tonight with a 5-run lead to, get him out at around 100 pitches and use a couple guys that hadn't worked too much.
Line drive toward left. It's deep. Ibanez not going to get there. It's right off the base of the wall. Espinosa trying for 2. The throw a little offline, and he has a leadoff double. It's his 3rd hit of the series.
Good looking hitter. Espinosa has a chance to be a good player in this league. They just trying to develop him a fastball right down the middle. Don't want to walk anybody with a 5-run lead and hits it hard. It didn't quite come back to Raul, or possibly he could have had a chance to throw him out at second.
So now Alex Cora, lefty against lefty. It'll be Cora, then Worth. And the pitcher's spot is due up after Worth. Foul ball, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Phillies bullpen has been good this year. Earned run average of 2.79. They've pitched the fewest innings of any team in the National League. That's because they have all those complete games. Fewest hits allowed, fewest runs allowed, and they have the 4th best earned run average. That's just a little low, and it's 1-1.
We get Michael Stutz up in the bullpen, it would appear.
Pretty good test for him to work in back-to-back games here in the big leagues.
Yeah, and look at these kids that are pitching here in the 8th inning. There's Stutz in the Phillies bullpen. 5-run lead, but in this ballpark, you always worry about leads because they can disappear. And Charlie Manuel and Rich Doobie wanted to get Halladay out of there tonight. After that many pitches with a 5-run lead, and say we have to be able to get 6 outs from our bullpen once in a while and not have guys have to throw 120 pitches.
Foul ball back to the screen, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Atlanta leads Milwaukee 2-1. Martin Prado, who was the hero last night offensively in both games, has a home run and a double. helping the Braves to that 1-run lead.
That guy become a really good player.
Johnny Venters is now in the ball game for the Braves. Oh, these lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. Braves will be in town this weekend, a 3-game series tomorrow night, Saturday, and then Sunday night, where the Phillies hit the road to take on the Marlins. In fact, Halladay went tonight. Josh Johnson went tonight. Those two guys will match up again during that series in South Florida. I say again because they matched up when Roy threw the perfect game last year.
And then right after that, they matched up here.
Yep.
And Johnson won that game.
That was his last loss.
Only lost to an Eastern Division team, right?
Against the National League East. Soft liner to right. That's going to drop in front of Mayberry for a hit. They'll stop Espinosa at third. So now first and third with nobody out. Well, speaking of hitting the road, the Phillies and their road trips are coming up. There are 3 of them: Seattle, Toronto, and D.C. Seattle the 16th through the 20th. Toronto the 30th of June till the 3rd of July. D.C. the 19th of August through the 21st. It's hosted by Scott Palmer and the Bull. Greg Luzinski. Package includes seats to the games, brunch with us announcers, tours of the city and the ballpark. You going to give the tour, Wheels?
I know, but probably one of the brunches.
Yep. Hotel accommodations and transportation. Visit Phillies.com/road trips or call 877-833-7326.
We'll let Larry do the tours.
There's Michael Stutz talking to Mick Billmeyer. They're going over the potential hitters that Stutz could face.
And you wonder if Ankiel's available.
Well, he took batting practice today under the stadium. At least he was planning on it. Morse is out of the on-deck circle. Espinosa's over third. Core is at first. Worth is the hitter. And the pitch. Slider for strike.
The starter needs an out here. You know, they score a run, so what? Even if you hit a ground ball for a double play, 2 outs for a run.
There's Ankiel with his jacket on. Maybe he's not available.
Well, doesn't look like it.
In the air to left field. Ibanez under it. Espinosa tags at third. Ibanez makes the catch. The throw toward the plate. Cut off by Polanco. And a run scores at 7-3. It's a sac fly for Worth. Jason still has his bat in his hand. And there's 1 out in the top of the 8th.
That's what you needed right there. Just get an out. Even though it produced a run, still have a 4-run lead with an out in this inning. I just wanted to try and keep the momentum away from these guys.
Mike Morse has been introduced as a pinch hitter.
And he'll face Bastardo because LaRoche is on deck, a left-handed hitter. And you know, you're still a ways away from the tying run.
There's LaRoche.
So you wanted the matchup of LaRoche and Bastardo.
Fly ball to center field. It's pretty well hit, but it's going to stay in the park. Victorino makes the catch. Coro 3/4 of the way to second, goes back to first. That was a good pitch.
So was the one to Worth. You know, we really didn't get a chance to talk about it. And you're right, Tom, because they were both in. He jammed both of them after giving up, you know, a couple hits here. He got in on 2 hitters and got them both out. This is what Tom's talking about. It's a good pitch. Watch him pull his arms back. See him pull his arms back towards his body. And, you know, as big and strong as you are, you're not going to hit it very far when you have to pull your arms back like that.
So now 2 outs. And here is LaRoche, who is 2 for 3. Doubled his first time up, singled in the 4th. Struck out looking in the 6th. Bastardo trying to get through the 8th. Valdez is about 5 steps on the outfield grass as the first pitch is in the dirt. Here's Valdez giving himself a few extra steps.
Yeah, LaRoche does not run very well, and of course with 2 outs, as you say, he can play way out there. cut off a potential base hit. Roy still have time to throw him out.
Swing and a miss. A slider, and it looked like he took a little more off that slider. I say that because LaRoche looked so far out in front.
It was a good spot. Kind of hung one to Cora in this inning. Got a base hit off it.
Foul ball, and it's 1-2.
Another breaking ball. LaRoche has a really good eye, and he's been kind of battling the umpires the last couple of nights on close pitches. He walks a lot.
Yeah, Jim Riggleman was saying that after last night's game that, you know, LaRoche doesn't say much. That's why he went out to question Alfonso Marquez and was eventually thrown out of the game. But as we saw through the replay a couple times, both of the times he went down looking on strikes, Marquez looked like he made the right call.
And then later on, it may have been struck out and wasn't called.
That ball gets away from Sardina enough to allow Cora to go to second. Dane blocked it, but it just
that was a
slid
difference
to the right.
And it was a difference too in what happened with Raul last inning and Cora there, as Cora read it immediately and broke and kept going, whereas Raul had that little stutter step and then they threw him out at second. Hadn't done much else wrong in this series.
No.
He's really been good.
2-2 pitch. Outside, 3-2. Now, if he loses LaRoche, Stutz will be coming in for Ramos.
Probably.
Yeah, I shouldn't say definitively.
But he's not the tying run, but he's still a home run would make it 7-6. So yeah, I agree with you. I think they would do that.
Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. And Bastardo gets the strikeout to finish up the 8th. He does allow a run on the sac fly by Jason Worth. So the Phils will go to the bottom of the 8th with their lead at 4 as Bastardo picks up a strikeout here in the 8th to finish things off. By taking a Citizens Bank Park tour. Tours include visits to the dugout, Diamond and Hall of Fame clubs, and much more. Available year-round. For information or to schedule your tour, see Ballpark Tours at Phillies.com. This is a great place, and I don't know how many folks have been able to see it inside and out. What I mean by that is there's certain areas that, you know, you don't often get a chance to see, you know, whether it be out in Ashburn Alley or the Bud Light rooftop or the Hall of Fame Club. And there's some great displays and some great audio that is constantly on a loop in the Hall of Fame Club. That's all part of that tour. Doug Slayton is the new pitcher for the Nationals. Ben Francisco will pinch hit for Antonio Bastardo here in the bottom of the 8th. Ryan Matson's loosening up in the pen. Slayton has a very deceiving record. Well, he has really no record, no ERA, but he has allowed a lot of inherited runners to score so far this season, which is what you have to look at a lot of times with relief pitchers, not only their ERA.
Sure.
2-1 the count to Francisco.
Yeah, because sometimes their numbers look okay, but then you look at the inherited runners and think, well, they didn't do the job. They're giving up runs.
See Francisco's numbers. He has struggled over the last 4 games. Ball 4, and Francisco's aboard to lead off the 8th. Means that Rollins will get another chance to bat, this time with the runner aboard. He has reached base twice tonight. He's 2 for 4. Both those times were to lead off an inning. I thought Rollins has led off 3 times tonight. Led off an inning 3 times tonight.
But his on-base percentage in this series, since he's been leading off, he's been on base a lot, and it looks like he's really enjoying it. And you know, I know some people disagree, and that's what's one of the great things about baseball, but he's the best leadoff man for this team, and they're better when he can lead off. And you know, they're just not able to do it all the time because of injuries and other problems. But Jimmy Rollins is leading off. This team is its most productive.
Well, he's 6 for 12 in the series, but he has 2 walks in the series as well.
Yeah,
so
that's what I mean by his on-base percentage in this series. Now, you know, he can't keep that up, and he's not going to be a guy who's going to walk a lot. Everybody knows that.
But he's already walked 17 times. I say already, that's a lot for him.
Yep.
And 119 at bats. Thigh high for strike 1, 1-1.
You know, their best lineup is when he bats first and Polanco bats second, and they're able to do some other things, you know, and have all their players healthy, like a Chase Upton. You know, hopefully they'll be able to do those kind of things before the season's over, but maybe taking a step towards it soon.
Outside and high, 2-1 the count to Rollins. Foul ball, and it's 2-2. Hey, don't forget, this Phillies game will encore at 10:30 later on, 10:30 on the Comcast network. Get a chance to see Roy Halladay start. He went 7 innings tonight. Phillies had a 6-run third. Swing and a miss, and Rollins is down on strikes for the first time tonight. So one away for Victorino, who also has had a good series in the number 2 spot.
Sure has. And Shane got it started tonight with that 2-run home run.
Rollins' on-base percentage this year is .382. Victorino's is .364. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. Here's the third inning, what we're talking about. Shane looked like he got a breaking ball down there from Len and got out front a little bit. The wind at that time was kind of blowing hard from left to right, and it looked like it had a chance to go foul when he hit it. Never went close to being foul. Whether he thought it had a chance to go foul, whether it was going to hook or not, but you know, from this angle, you don't know.
There's Rollins putting his helmet away. We mentioned he has 17 walks in 30 games this year. Last year he played in only 88 games, and he walked 40 times. So you figure if you double his games, that's 34 walks in 60 games. So he's close to what he did last year, but I just think he's looking for them a little bit more at times. 0-2 the count to Victorino.
Atlanta Braves won that game. They swept Milwaukee a 4-game series. So they come in here hot. Face Jimmy Rollins and the Phillies starting tomorrow night. That'll be a fun series.
Yeah, Phillies hoping to go into that series 5-1 on this homestand. Pretty good. Fly ball, shallow left center field. Bixler makes the catch. I wasn't sure if any of the three were going to get there for that. Tonight on Sports Night, get a complete recap of this ball game. Plus, don't forget the Flyers and the Bruins, Game 4. It is a must-win. And Brett Selleck will go on the offense with a new business venture that is out to serve the public. Get all the news Philly fans need to know on Sports Night, presented by Toyota. That's later on tonight, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Polanco, 2 for 4. Lays off, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Polanco has 2 hits tonight in this ball game, 3 hits in the series in 10 at bats. There's Madsen. He's been throwing for a little bit, so he's probably ready to go.
Yeah, not a save situation, but he needs the work, especially with the Braves coming in. You know, you might get in some really tough games, and Ryan Madsen will be called on to close those games. So get him an inning tonight.
Yeah, the pitching matchups for that series against Atlanta will feature Cliff Lee tomorrow against Derek Lowe. Jair Jurgens is back for the Braves, and we'll see if he faces Roy Oswalt on Saturday. Fly ball to right. That's pretty well hit. Worth on the run. Looks like he'll get there, and he makes the catch. So the Phillies go down here in the 9th. One last chance for Jason Worth and the Nationals. We go to the top of the 9th here at Citizens Bank Park. It's 7-3. Washington Nationals. They have swept 2 other series this year, and they'll hand the baseball over to Ryan Madsen to try to close things out. Madsen 2-0, a 0.82 earned run average. This is not a save situation. Again, the Phillies, with all their issues in the back end of their bullpen, with Contreras hurt and Brad Lidge hurt, have done a very nice job when leading after 8 innings, and Madsen's been a big part of that. So he will face Wilson Ramos, Jerry Hairston.
Yeah, and this is one of those situations, as Tom just said, not a save situation. Madsen in to get some work, and you don't want him to have a tough inning. Don't want him to go out there and throw 20, 25 pitches, something like that. obviously want to win the game, and they're planning on doing that. But you want him to have a nice, clean inning and just get some work in here. But there's not the same adrenaline rush for guys who close as when you come in these kind of situations.
Well, Wheels mentioned with the Braves coming to town for the 3-game series, they want to get Matson some work. His last appearance was against the Mets on the 1st. That was Sunday night. And he delivers a fastball for a strike. In fact, just about everybody worked on Sunday night in that game. 14 innings.
He had a uniform on. You had a chance to get in that game.
Ramos tonight is 1 for 3. And he's down to the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Roy Halladay started this ball game. He went 7 innings. He allowed 6 hits and 2 runs. Antonio Bastardo pitched an inning. He pitched the 8th. He allowed a couple hits and a run. And now it's Ryan Matson trying to close out the 21st victory of the year for the Phillies. They would join the Cleveland Indians as the only teams in Major League Baseball with 21 wins.
What a job the Indians are doing this year. Congratulations to them and their quick start. Pitching's been really good, timely hitting. 21 wins for the Tribe, and they went 0-2, didn't they?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know.
I think they did, and I think they got smoked in the first 2 games. I know they did in their opener.
Well, that changeup was a beauty. Ramos is down, 1 away. That's 12 strikeouts now for Phillies pitching.
And just the way you want to see Ryan Matson come in here and get that first hitter quickly.
Well, the Indians did lose their first 2, 15-10 and 8-3 to the White Sox. So White Sox started out strong. They faded early on. The Indians started slow, lost the first 2, then won 8 in a row. Now they're in first place in the Central.
Yeah, it's why you play 6 months. You never know. A lot of streaks in baseball, good and bad.
One and 1 in the count. Swing and a miss. That was a dandy changeup.
He's got a good fastball, good changeup tonight, and they're throwing a lot of strikes. Here's that changeup. Man, that not only has great arm motion, arm speed, but the way it drops at the end.
No, 1-2. Broke his bat. Roller to short. Rollins is there. Has to hurry. He does. 2 outs. So Matson 1 out away from completing the sweep of the Nationals. Not only that, if the Phillies hang on, then Roy Halladay would tie Kevin Correa for the league lead in victories. Correa from the Pirates. I think he's won all 5 games on the road for Pittsburgh.
Pirates have a tremendous road record right now.
Tomorrow's game 1 against the Braves on the Comcast network at 7. Cliff Lee gets the ball for the Phillies. Derek Lowe for the Braves. Not sure about the Phillies starter for Saturday. Right now it's penciled in as Roy Oswalt. Jair Jurgens for the Braves. Not sure about the Braves starter on Sunday. Cole Hamels for the Phils.
Right, they used Hanson and Hudson in that doubleheader yesterday. One of them, they're not sure whether they're going to use one of them on Sunday or not. So we'll find out as the weekend progresses.
1 ball, 1 strike to count to Desmond.
One of the names I saw as a potential call-up to pitch that game is former Philly Rodrigo Lopez.
Fly ball, short right field. Here comes Mayberry. He's there, and he makes the catch. And the Nationals go down in order, and the Phillies have swept out Washington. Roy Halladay picks up his 5th victory. Not only that, after 30 games here in 2011, the Phillies are a National League best 20.